Hey guys, it's Greg Koch here, 605 Running Company, and today I am at my parents' place, the Cookie Jar Eatery. Now, why am I at my mom and dad's shop here at the Cookie Jar? Well, as COVID-19 has impacted us all, they have had to adjust their menu and come up with some family-style creations and options for the folks in town. Now, as you know, 605 Running Company and the Cookie Jar, we've partnered on many events, including the Sioux Falls Skedaddle Brunch, many events at our store using Cookie Jar food. When you hear Cookie Jar, you might think, well, that's got no place for a runner, but today we're going to showcase how you can use the pulled beef from the Cookie Jar to make two very healthy meals for your family at home. That's right, we're going to do some cooking today, and we're going to show how even you can make some wonderful meals utilizing the Cookie Jar family-style menu.
Hi, this is Glenn Koch with the Cookie Jar Eatery, and today we're going to make two meals, a beef rice bowl and beef and noodles. And we'll be utilizing our slow-cooked shredded beef, which most people think of just using for sandwiches, but we can do much more with it. Each one of these meals we're going to use a half a pound, so out of the 1 pound package, you can get two meals that'll each serve two people. So let's get started. To make our beef rice bowl, one thing we're going to do first is gather up all the utensils we need. One, a saute pan to saute your peppers and onions in. Something to cook your rice in. Today I'm going to use our little pressure cooker. You need a bowl for your diced tomatoes, a bowl to make the lemon cream in, a cutting board to dice up your tomatoes, a zester to zest lemon, and a serrated knife to cut the tomatoes. We'll start by doing our rice first. In the slow cooker or pressure cooker, I'm going to add the liquid that we'll need. Using beef, I like to use beef broth. If I'm using chicken, I'll use a chicken broth because that adds more flavor to your rice. And plus, then you don't have to add any extra salt to your rice. And I like to use a wild rice blend. It just has more flavor than just plain brown rice, in my opinion. We'll go ahead and put our lid on. And we'll let her cook away. Go ahead and dice my tomato, and I'm going to use a serrated knife. The reason I do that is it goes through the tomato easier without smashing the tomato down and making a mushy mess out of it. Now we're going to take and add a little pepper and a little salt to our tomatoes. And then we'll squeeze the juice from 1/4 of the lemon into it. And kind of give it a little. I'm going to go ahead and zest some lemon for finishing our dish. I'm going to put it right into this little bowl. I think that should be good. We'll take a dollop of sour cream, add it to the lemon zest, and we'll squeeze the juice from one of the other quarters into that. And then we'll just take and stir it together. I've got my onions and peppers in here, sauteing them down really nicely. Now I'm going to add the half a pound of beef so that we can get that heated through. I think I forgot to mention that we use the tongs. I have it sitting there with our utensils, but I forgot to mention it, and this is what I use it for. Our rice is cooked, so now we're ready to plate this up and enjoy.
So there you have it. That's option number 1, the Fiesta Lemon Beef Rice Bowl made by my dad, Glenn. Next, we're going to check in with my mom, Elaine, as she gets ready to make some beef and noodles. Okay, so I'm here with the wonderful Elaine Koch of the Cookie Jar, also known as my mom. She's beautiful and great. She's also the reason why I'm so tall, is because she's been feeding me her whole life, and I've been eating her out of house and home. Mom, tell me a little bit about what you would consider beef and noodles to be.
Well, I grew up on a farm, and there was 8 people to feed, and I was usually in charge of cooking the meals, so you had to make things stretch as far as possible. So what we would do is cook noodles, drain them, add some sort of cream soup, a cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup, and mix that till it was warm, and then add the noodles back in and put the beef in with it, and that was beef and noodles.
That was beef and noodles. Pretty straightforward, pretty classic version of beef and noodles. What are we gonna make today?
Not your mama's beef and noodles. So we're gonna start with boiling water. You wanna add a little bit of salt to it because that'll bring out the flavor in whatever kind of noodle or pasta that you're working with. I've chosen an egg noodle today because I feel like it gives a real rich flavor to the dish. And we can just add the noodles into the boiling water, and we're going to let them cook for about between 7 and 10 minutes. Once they get to where it's to the consistency that you like, take one out and just give it a taste, and you can kind of tell if that's how it's going to work for you, how it works for you. We're going to do some carrot strips today, so I've got a vegetable peeler and just a regular cutting board. We'll just make some strips for the dish that we're going to make today. Brown up some slivered almonds, so just put them into a dry pan and then just stir them until they start to become fragrant, and you can smell them. Some of them will start to get a little bit brown, but the smell that comes out is so nice, and it really adds a lot to your dish. And you can use any kind of nuts, pecans or walnuts, if you've got sunflower seeds, but I just really like to toast them because it just brings out that flavor. So we're going to saute our carrots in a little bit of, about a tablespoon of soy sauce and a tablespoon of olive oil or canola oil, anything that you've got at home will work. Put these carrots in, and these are going to go really fast because they're really skinny. Stir them so that they don't stick to anything. So now we've added just a little bit of garlic powder to the beef to just bring out a little more flavor. And we're going to stir that in. So we're going to just take our noodles that we cooked earlier and put them on our plate. And try to divide them in half as much as possible. Glenn usually likes to eat a little more than me, so he can have a few more. Or not. So there's that. We'll put our beef mixture on top. Another thing you can do with this, if you want to kick it up a notch, is add a little hot sauce to it, because that'll give it a little extra flavor. A lot of people like spicier. But Frank's hot sauce or sriracha sauce, either of those will work really well with this dish. Get it out of there. And then we're just going to top it with our almonds that we toasted earlier. Just give it a little crunch.
So there you go. That's 2 meals using the pulled beef from the Cookie Jar Eatery. And our goal is to try to make one of these videos a week or every other week. We'll see how it goes as COVID-19 continues its grip. We're doing the best we can to continue to feed people, because that's what we love to do. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So here's a fun thing about today. Elaine, how many times have you made that meal?
Never.
Glenn, how many times have you made that meal?
That was the first.
That was the first. They're both delicious. I assure you, Glenn ate most of both meals already. They were supposed to be his food for the weekend. So we're having a lot of fun down here. We're going to try to have a lot of fun with these videos. The key is use what you've got. Have some fun with the family. Bring the family together and cook together, because it is one of the best things that we can be doing as we are socially distancing and staying close to home. That's all we got. Bye.
Bye.